Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Engineer Masood Akhtar Kiani, and today we have the technical session number 93. As usual, I would like to request you to press the bell icon, subscribe it, like it, share it in order to reach the next video with the easy access. So let us go to the subject. Our subject is today strip footing in the building construction. So what are the strip footing? Strip footing is a structure. This is a type of a shallow foundation that are used to provide the continuous level or stopped strip to support to a linear structure as well as the closely spaced row of columns built centrally above. So what is the strip building definition? In in the British standard, the strip foundations are usually low cost, loading in long parallel rows with the minimum loads used. Compare housing development, housing projects, how deep it should be strip foundation. This is the question. The depth of the traditional strip foundations is generally equal to or the greater than the overall wall width and the foundation with the generally three times of the width of the supported walls. This results the load bearing submitted 45-degree from the wall to the soil. Suppose over our wall thickness is 9 inches, then we will consider in the thumb rules at 27 inches as the foundation, then it will be reduced gradually. So, what is the traditional strip foundation? Traditional strip foundation consists of continuous strip of concrete formed generally under the load-bearing walls. This continuous strip acts as support for which the walls are built, and it is to be width to the spread the loads evenly. The buildings on the ground underneath it, where the supported are provided. So, what are the types of the strip foundation? There are four types of the strip foundation: deep strip foundation, rough, trench fill, and the piled. Wherever the possible established ground conditions by means of the survey in order to predetermine the foundation method with the sites. Deep strip foundation are at least expensive and are used where the ground conditions are very good. Uh, Meaning soil is very strong. Soil strata is not the undisturbed or whatsoever it is. So, what is the concrete strip foundation? A strip foundation is its names implies a strip or ribbon of concrete under the loads bearing walls. The width of the strip foundation of the allowable bearing pressure of the soil and the building's load itself. So, what is the narrow strip foundation? The length of the longitudinal bed of the concrete, sometimes reinforced concrete, or a minimum width used by the good load bearing strata to support the length of the load, such as the wall. Hmm. So, what is the difference between the strip and the pad foundation? Pad foundation refer to the foundation where the intended of sustaining concentrated loads from the single points load such as the structural column. A strip foundation is used to support a line of the loads such as the load bearing walls. So, what are the strip foundation made of? Strip foundation made of a continuous strip, usually of the concrete, formally centrally under load bearing walls. So, what are the three types of the foundation? The foundation are very likely to the houses. In addition to one of these, are the foundation are the full or the daylight basement, uh, crown spare, and the concrete slab on grade. So what are the different types of the foundation? There are different types of foundation: basement foundation, crawl space, stem wall, concrete slab foundation, wood foundation, pier, and the beam foundation. So these are the six. There are further also six types of the foundation following different types: the shallow foundation, individual footing, or isolation footing, combined footings, strip footings, raft and the mat footings, deep foundations, piles foundations, drilled shaft, or a caissons. Which are the different? What are the difference between the footing and the foundation? The footing is the actually the contact of the ground where the foundation is structured with transfer to the load to the ground. And the concrete slab foundation is one of the most common types of the house foundation, require load amount of the uh, preparing begin to the buildings. So what is the continuous footing foundation? The continuous footing is a type of the shallow foundation where the supports more than the two columns. The continuous footing is used where the soil has good bearing capacity to resist the load occurrence to the structure. So the step-by-step procedure of the strip footing, this is the number one is the identify the position of the load-bearing walls. Number two is the excavate the sides at this position and from the trenches. Number three, pour the lean concretes. Number four, erect the framework and install the main bars of the bottoms. From the bottoms, installation of the column starter bars follow. Binders are used to the columns, starter bar, etc. What is the procedure of the foundation? Procedure of the construction of the foundation is excavation of the earth in the trenches for foundation, layout, cement, concrete, layout of the footings in case of the raft column construction, lay anti-termite treatment applications, lay the brickworks up to the plinth level, or it is the neck column or the footing and the complete plinth beam, lay damp-proof course on the walls, refilling the trenches around the walls, isolating footings, also known as the pad spread footing, also are commonly used in the shallow foundation in order to carry the spread concentrated load caused by the example in the columns or the pillars. Isolated footings can consist of either of reinforced or the reinforced material. So this is the briefing about the strip footing, which are the different types of the space strip footing. It's depend upon the follow as per the design parameters and the local specification and in accordance to the ground condition uh, position. So what is the soil condition according to that design is finalized. Once the design is finalized, follow the appropriate approved design and go ahead with the good construction. So thank you very much and have a nice day. In next video, we will see each other with another subject.